The summer Ruth Caldwell turned 21, the drought came like a thief that didn't even bother to be quiet by. August the creek was only a whisper between cracked mud the grass burned brown before it could go to seed cattle stood humped under. The cottonwoods switching flies and waiting for a rain that never came. Folks in South Pass City talked in low voices about selling out about loading the wagons and heading to Oregon or California, anywhere the sky still remembered how to cry. Bank in Laramie sent a man in a black suit and a derby Haith rode in on the stage one blistering noon posted. Notices on every porch and fence post from the livery to the church 30 days then. The mortgages would be called every ranch within 50 miles would go under the hammer, including ours. That night we held council on our front porch, Matthew, my husband Mike Ellie, and her husband Tom Ruth Mall. The hands who had ridden for the brand since they were boys, even old Lila white-haired. Now, but straight as a fence post, we passed 1 cup of coffee around because that was all we had left. The banker wants $2,000 by the 1st of October, Matthew said quiet. We got 300 in the jar for. If we sell the breeding stock, thought'll leave us nothing for winter silence, thick as the dust outside. Then Ruth stood up, her dark eyes, the same eyes Clara had, the same steady fire. "Elle, get the money," she said. Matthew looked at her, gentle but firm. "Ruthie, sit down. You ain't selling yourself. 2, no mail order scheme, and you sure ain't robbing the stage." She smiled the smile that always meant trouble and miracles in equal. "McGraw ain't doing either, but I am going to town tomorrow, and I'm taking the Wagandant. Do that, Ruth, whatever it is you're planning." Then she just kissed his cheek, went to bed, humming. Next morning, before the sun was fairly up, she was gone. Took the light wagon, the 2 best mules, and the old army pistol Clara kept in the trunk since 1880. We didn't see her again for 9 days, and the 9th day the whole town shook. It started with a rumble, low and rolling like winter thunder. Then the ground itself trembled, windows rattled in their frames, coffee cups danced off shelves, dogs howled, children ran into the street. And down Main Street came Ruth, driving the wagon at a dead run, mules lathered in wild-eyed wagon bed, covered with canvas and roped tight behind her on the high seat, hair flying loose, face streaked with dust and glory, the old pistols stuck in her belt. Like she was born to it, she pulled up in front of the bank in a cloud of dust that took 5 minutes to settle, jumped down, walked inside, calm as Sunda, laid a canvas sack on the counter in front of the man in the derby, had $2,000. She said clear and sweet, "Count it if you like." The banker opened the sack. His face went the color of spoiled milk, because it was full of gold coins, jointed dollar double eagles, 100 of them shiny and heavy and real. Where how he sputtered. Ruth just smiled. "A lady keeps some secrets now. Tear up every mortgage in this county, every single one, or I ride to Laramie and deposit this with their bank instead, and yours can fold for all I care." He tore them up right there in front of half the town, hands shaking so bad he dropped the scissors twice that night. The story came out slow around our kitchen table. Ruth sat with her boots on the chair rung, drinking sassafras tea like she hadn't just saved every ranch in the valley. Turned out when she was 16, she'd found something while riding the high pastures. And old prospectors claimed nobody had worked since the 1870 seam of quartz shot through with gold. She kept it secret, worked it quiet every spare day for 5 years, picking out the color with a hammer and chisel, hiding the dust and small nuggets in fruit jars under the smokehouse floor, waiting, just waiting. This summer, when the creek went dry, she saw the vein opened up clean by the missing water, spent 9 days straight up there with a pick and a gold pan, sleeping under a tarp, eating jerky, and stubbornness filled the wagon until the axles groaned. Matthew looked at her a long time, finally said soft, "I told you not to do that." Ruth grinned. "You surely did, Papa, but Caldwell women have a habit of doing the unthinkable when the family needs it." Clara started in tabby, kept Edie, just took my turn. Old Leela started laughing, then a cracked happy sound that turned into coughing, and more laughing. She reached across the table, patted Ruth's cheek. "Girl, you shook the whole town, and you filled Clara's lamp with pure sunlight." Word spread faster than prairie fire. Folks came from 3 counties to see the girl who brought back the gold too. Ask if there was more. Ruth just smiled and said, "The mountain gave what it wanted to give, and it had given enough. We paid the bank, burned the notices in the stove, bought seed for next year, fixed the windmills, put money aside for every Hans family, and Ruth took one single double eagle, had it melted, made into 8 plain gold rings, one for each of us. Matthew, my Callie, Tom, Lidl, Elias, Evan, one for the next baby, whoever it belonged to. Christmas Eve that year we set them on the mantel beside the old buckskin pouch, 7 silver dollars and 8 gold rings, all of them warm from the firelight. Truth lifted her cup to the women who came before, who paid $8 for freedom, carried each other across floods, who mined sunshine when the world went dark. We drank quiet and proud outside. Snow finally started to fall, soft and forgiving. Inside the lamp burned steady. The circle turned again, wider, brighter, and breakable, because sometimes a rancher says dent do that what he really means. Easy. Love you too much to watch you risk everything, and sometimes a daughter hears itch, answers with her life, I love you enough to do it anyway. The whole town shakes sand, the heavens open, and the circle grows and brave heart at a time forever.